So now I'm going to show you how to do the hot pack method for our meat today. So I've got a skillet warming here on fairly high, about medium-high heat, and I'm going to add a little bit of cooking oil to the pan so our meat doesn't stick. And then we're ready to add our stew meat. So basically what we're doing here is just browning the meat. We only need to cook it until about rare, medium rare, which is about 145 to 150 degrees. So I have my thermometer here, so we'll check the temperature of this after it browns a little bit on the bottom. And this will help add some flavor to this. Now, as you're prepping your meat and getting it ready to go and getting the canning process ready, you want to try to keep it cold. Keep it in the refrigerator until you're ready to put the meat into the jars, whether you're doing the raw pack or you're ready to cook it for the hot pack. So our meat has reached its temperature, and now we can get this prepped to put in a hot pack method jar. Back here on this burner I have some hot water going. You can use meat broth, especially if you have meat that you cut off the bones. You can use the bones to make beef broth out of this, or whatever kind of meat you're canning. Or you could use a commercial beef broth if you wanted to, or you can just use plain water. So today we're just using plain water. So now that we've got our meat cooked, we're ready to pack it into our hot jars. So over here in my canner, I have some jars heating up. So I'll pull one of these out. And I'll use the funnel. This will help you get your meat into the jar easier. We'll use this instead. And you can put some of that meat juice in there. You don't want that to go to waste. And again, if you want to add salt, you can. It is optional. The salt is just for flavor. And but if you would like to leave it out, you certainly can. So you want to fill your jars. We're looking for 1 inch of head space. So we'll use our head space measuring tool, and again, 1 inch is over here. And that's about where we're at for the meat. We're going to add some extra water to this, and then double check our head space again. And the water will help in the hot pack method. With the extra juice, you get a little bit better quality product in the end because the meat is going to be completely covered with juice. You want to use your bubble freer to make sure that we don't have any excess air inside the jars, and it'll help you push your meat down inside the jar. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. It helps those pieces fit together. And then we can remeasure our head space. Okay. All right, we're pretty good. So we're ready to put the lid on, and once again we want to wipe off the rims of our jars, make sure they're good and clean. And we'll use our lid wand to get a lid out of the hot water and place it on top of the jar. And we'll add our ring. And if your jar is still pretty hot, it's a good idea to use a pot holder. And you screw it down just until the ring stops. And that's what we call finger tight. And now we're ready to put them into the canner.